All right, what's going on, everybody? So, a few people have been asking, can I get a video of me flying my setup with PilotEdge? I didn't want to get on PilotEdge today, so I'm just going to do a short flight from Charlie Tango Juliet, which is West Georgia Regional, to Foxtrot Tango Yankee, which is where my home airport is, where I fly out of most of the time. So currently, the weather at West Georgia is 160, 14 gusting to 22, and overcast is 700. And at Foxtrot Tango Yankee, which is Fulton County Airport, it's 160 there also, 10 gusting to 18. We have haze broken at 1,500. So, that being said, at West Georgia Regional, they have, or the city is actually Carrollton, but at West Georgia Regional, they have a departure procedure or minimums for runway 35, and then the other runway is going to be runway 17. Since the winds are favoring 17, there's no minimums for that one as far as what's published. So all thing we have to worry about is trees and a few obstacles at West Georgia Regional. So since this is going to be a short flight, I'm trying to get everything accomplished as best as I can at West Georgia Regional. So that way when I get in the air, everything is pretty much fully programmed. So right now I'm at the FBO at West Georgia Regional, which is pretty much the middle of the airport. So going to get the weather, and we're going to fly out to Fulton County, which is going to the kind of the northeast, and the distance is not that far. Let's see how far it is. 34 nautical miles. So let's give this a quick flight and see how it goes. So right now I am flying a Piper Warrior, which is similar to what I did my primary instrument in. Alright, so first thing we check is our database. So I can't update the obstacle database, so main thing I'm worried about is the aviation. So the terrain and the obstacle, it's not updated. So that's 2016, that's the earliest that you can get. Alright, we have half left, half up, and then the flags are out of view. KCTJ, Charlie Tango Juliet. So right now we get the ATIS for that airport. Alright, so 118, and I'm using 4-flight right now, so 118 and 175. So 118 475. Sorry, 118 175. And then we do COM 2.
West Georgia RGNLOV Gray FLD weather. Wind 150 at 15 gust 20, visibility 7, rain. Sky conditions 500 overcast, temperature 18, dew point 18. Altimeter 2972. West Georgia RGNLOV Gray FLD weather. Wind 150 at 15 gust 20, visibility 7, rain. Sky conditions 500 overcast, temperature 18, dew point 18. Altimeter 2972.
Alright, so winds 150, 15 gusting to 20. Altimeter is 2972. You can check that against the actual altitude for the airport, which is 1165. So we have 1160 on my altimeters. So we are within 75 feet. So we're good on that. Another way you can program your ATIS. A lot of people again want to see me work most of everything on here. So this is my COM 1, this is my COM 2. I don't utilize the 530 right now. But so let's just go over. Let's go over and look at your nearest airport. So we're at the nearest airport page. And so let's just get, excuse me, let's get the details for CTJ. So CTJ, we're 0.2 nautical miles, we're right on it. So let's just hit enter again. Sorry, go back, hit enter, hit the small button, and then let's navigate to the COM page for this. All right, so we have the COM page. We have AWOS, which is 118.17. So if I wanted to go ahead and activate that on this, on the COM 1s, here I go. It's activated, 118.175. So I can put that on COM 1 and hear it again.
West Georgia RGNLOV Gray FLD weather.
Okay, so that's just a rendition on how this 430 is pretty much real life, just like it is in the real 430. All right, so I'm going to clear that out, going back to the main page. Okay, so right now, I'm going to be taking off on runway 17. So we're going to go ahead and go to flight plan. We have CTJ already in. So go to Fulton County, Foxtrot Tango Yankee. All right, we already have that in. More than likely, we're going to be shooting an approach at runway 8. That'll give us about an 80 degree crosswind from the right. So just for purposes of simplifying everything and staying ahead of the plane, go ahead and select the approach for Fulton County. I'm going to do the RNAV. So you see you have all the approaches here. You have ILS for runway 8, RNAV for 8. And so what I'm going to choose is, let's just go ahead and do probably the RNAV. Get it real quick. All right, so we have an ILS and we have the RNAV. I'm just going to do the RNAV for now. So we have RNAV for 8. And RNAV for 8, the initial approach fix is KVUP. So we don't have KVUP in there. Fatma, Mike, Tinny. And Whoopla. Mike, I'm gonna do, so again, this is the only bad thing about using Reality XP. So this is not updated to the approach plate that's I'm flying. So KVUP is the initial approach fix. And then we also have Mike as that's the missed approach point. So KVUP is the initial approach fix on this one. So we're just going to do vectors, okay? Act like we're doing vectors. Go ahead and load this in. And so you kind of look at the flight plan, make sure everything matches up. So we have our CTJ, Fulton County, approach RNAV runway 8. We have Fatma. Fatma is actually on here. We have Whoopla, which is on there. And then we have runway 8. And then we have our missed approach point, which is Mike. So everything else matches up instead of the initial approach fixes, which should be KVUP on this. All right, so let's clear, go back to the main page. We don't have a departure procedure, so let's taxi out to runway 1, I believe it's 15. Sorry, 17. And I'm going to be taxiing runway 17, there it is. To our left. All right, we got the mixtures leaned out, so go ahead and do our instrument check. So turn to the left, turn coordinates to the left, balls out to the right. Head indicators turn to the right, turn to the right. Turn coordinates turn to the right, balls to the left. Head indicators turning to the left. Then we check our attitude indicator, make sure it's up and secure. Airspeed is good. Altimeter is within 75 feet. Vertical speed indicator is at 0. And then the last check is when we do our turns, magnetic compass. Probably can't see it on the screen, but turn to the left, it turns to the left. Turn to the right, it turns to the right. Opposite of what the head indicator is doing. And then one other thing that I check that I didn't actually show you all is I check the OBS. So I make sure the OBS on this matches the OBS on the 430. That's on the main page when you're checking your CDI deflection. So you're half left, half up. You can also check the OBS, make sure it matches up. So do something that's normal, like 18, 27, and just make sure what the variances are on both of those. If it's way off, then you have an issue. If it's pretty close within a few degrees, then just go ahead and get your good flight in. All right. All right, so just real quick before we take off, our desired track is 079. So let me go ahead and just bug that 079. All right, so I've bugged 079. That's our current, when we depart, that's our current track that we would need to fly. It said that we have an overcast of 500. This airport again is pretty much 1,200 feet. Oh no, sorry, not 1,200 feet. 1,000, yeah, 1,200 feet. So 1,165. So 500 feet above that, we should get clouds around 1,700. Or, oh my goodness, my mouth is going crazy. Yeah, 1,700. So we should get clouds around 1,700. Plus or minus, it's not going to be exact. So anywhere probably from about 1,600 to 1,700, we're going to jump in the clouds. So we need to be ready to be on our instruments and going to fly the rest of the approach from there. Let's see. Don't know how long I've been talking, but I'm going to do the time for 1945. And I switch normally every hour. Alright, so I think we got everything set up. We already got our weather from full flight for Fulton County. We got our weather here for West Georgia. So we're going to be ready to take off. We're going to make a left-hand turn. And then we're going to put this on 079 also. And then we're going to intercept that when we get in the air. All right. Y'all ready? Let's go. So we got mixtures rich. Fuel pump on. Brakes off. I'm not going to do a run up. You already know the proper procedures for that. But clear left and clear right. And if I want to get situational awareness with the Garmin 530, just hit OK. And I can get the situational awareness with that. Kind of let me know where I'm at. Yeah, and this is the RNAV. I'll do an ILS next time, localizer. All right, so one last quick check. So our heading 170, 170, and I've got 170 on the magnetic compass. Also, you can look at your track. My track is 169, so we're pretty much on par. All right, so let's get ready to go. All right, RPM's good. Engine instruments got temp, oil pressure, airspeed's coming alive. We're on the center line, and we're gonna have a good takeoff distance. And we are rotating. All right, so we're gonna climb out at 80. And there's a thunderstorm today, so it's gonna be bumpy in these clouds. So again, watch the clouds. We're probably gonna hit the clouds at around 1600 or 1700. All right, we're at 16. And we're in the clouds. Right at about 17. All right, so we're 400 feet above, so we're gonna keep climbing up. And we're gonna be turning to a heading of 079. Standard rate turns. And I'm gonna overshoot just a little bit because I want to intercept that course. And I need to be at 4,000. And then my needle's coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and start shooting back over to 079. Actually, no, it's 3,000. I'm gonna level off at 3,000. All right, so get back on course. CDI's centered and level off at 3,000. All right, so we're 29 miles away. Let me get back on course. And I don't know if you see this orange line, but that's the wind correction angle that I need to put in. So I need to be flying about 089 to not be drifting. All right, so actually 090. All right, so while I'm doing that, Do activate approach. Fatma is 084. Start pulling the back in. CDI is coming back in. All right, ATIS is 120. 175. All right, CDI is good. All right, I'm gonna get that orange line matched up to my heading, which is going to be 084. I have to overshoot a little bit because we got wind coming in from the right. All right, so this approach course is 085. Runway landing zone is 5,797. Touchdown zone elevation is 808. Airport elevation 841. Circling 1432, not applicable at night. Helicopters, barrel nav doesn't apply to me. Alright, for NOP, ALS, post lighting system, increase LNAV, VNAV, all catch availability 2.5 statute miles, and LNAV cat C and D. C and D, 2 statute miles. Let's see here. Ridge of trees at 2,000 or 1,299. Between final approach fix and runway threshold may obscure clouds. May be obscured by clouds. Sorry. Even with airfield ceiling at or above procedure minimums. So I'm trying to balance back and forth, getting off course. So I need to do a heading of about 110 or 110 to get back on course. 14 miles away.
Bolton Co ARPT Brown FLD information Charlie. 2300 Zulu weather. Wind 150 F11 gust 17. Visibility 8. Rain. Sky conditions 1000 broken, 3000 broken, 5000 overcast, temperature 20, dew point 18. Altimeter 2976. Arriving runway 14, departing runway 14. Advise on initial contact you have Charlie.
Alright, we have Charlie. Winds 15011 gusting to 17. 1000 broken, so we'll break out 1,000 feet above the ground. And then 2976 up having the GPS, altimeter, oh my goodness. All right, it's coming back in. So we'll start pulling it back in. All right, we have our ATIS, which is 120175 is already in. approach, if we had approach, would be 121.0. Fulton County Tower 118.75. So let's go ahead and do approach, just so we can, like we're doing the whole thing. 0. And then Fulton County is 118.45. All right, ground is 121.7. We'll do that at a later time. We're 11 miles out from Fatma. We need to cross Cave Up. Cave Up is not on this approach, but we need to cross Cave Up at 3,000. Adder Bluff, 3,000. You get plus or minus 100 on this. And then we're going to stay at Cave Up at 3,000 until we get our final approach fix. Since we have LPV, we will have a glide slope. So our decision altitude is 1,058. Just to make it easy on myself, I'm going to do 1,100. So we're going to stay at 3,000 until we get to Fatma. Fatma, we should see this glide slope come in, and we'll follow that glide slope all the way down, and we'll follow the CDI. So we're actually out of the clouds a little bit. So we're 10 miles away. At this point, or actually not this point, but usually about 30 or 40 miles out, I'll do my approach check. So we'll do our ATIS, we already got that. We'll put our altimeter in, we already did that. And we brief the approach. So we started briefing the approach, we're gonna finish doing that right now. Missed approach, we have a medium intensity approach lighting system. Missed approach is climb 1,000 to 1,600. Then climbing left turn to 3,000. Direct to Mike. Mike is going to be a waypoint on the GPS. So we'll pretty much get a magenta line to that. But what we would do, we will do a parallel approach, hold. You can kind of look into that later as far as your hold procedures, but it'll be a parallel approach from where I'll be coming from. Again, approach course is 085. LPV approach decision altitude is 1,058. That'll put me 250 feet above the ground. I need a half-mile visibility. Miles from Fatma. Again, once we get about probably 2 or 3 miles out, we should start seeing it start to creep in. Once we get 3 miles out, or about 2 miles out, I'm going to start my final approach fix. Final approach fix checklist. So, which is my gas, lights, undercarriage, mixture, prop, which we don't have. And then seats and seat belts and switches, so whatever switches I need. And then we're gonna hit our first notch of flaps and maintain 90 knots. All right, 3 miles out. 5 miles out. make sure I got to keep that correct wind correction angle in, because that wind's coming so strong from the right. It's going to push me off course to the left. As you see, that CDI is moving, so I got to keep that correction in. So I pretty much need to fly about a 0.95-ish. Yeah, about 0.95. Gonna fly 100 for now, so I can bring that CDI back in. All right, so we're gonna slow it down. All right, burst out the flaps. All right, so we got our gas, lights. Undercarriage is good, mixture is rich. Don't have a prop. Seats and seat belts. Let's get back on course. So 1 mile away. Alright, 084, wind correction angle, probably about 0.95, 0.95. Alright, so you see the glide slope coming in. So once that comes in, that's final approach fix. And we're half a mile from it. As far as once we cross, I'm going to pull the RPM back about 300 RPM. That's going to give me about a 500 feet per minute descent. All right, so now we're going to Whoopla. Pull it back. It's going to give me about 300 feet per minute descent. And we're going to fly that glide slope. Whoopla. All right, below the glide slope. Keeping my scan in, we still have LPV on above the glide slope. Need to stay around 0.95 to 0.90, not get a major deflection. All right, still 90 knots. 2 miles from Whoopla. Try not to get a full deflection. Again, position altitude is 1,100 for me. See, the winds are changing on me. All right, we're at 2,100, 1,000 feet to go. All right, CDI to the right of course. Correcting to the left, below the glide slope, adding in power. Right of course, left of course, sorry. $1,700 feet. 500 to go. Alright, we're at Whoopla, runway 8. We're on the glass slope, but I need to get that CDI put back in. It's going to get more and more sensitive as I get closer. So going below the glass slope, adding a little bit of power. 1,500 feet. 400 to go. Got the CDI come back in. We're still on the glass slope. 90 knots. Going above the glass slope. Dropping power. Lowering the nose. Still got an LPV. $1,300 feet. 200 to go. Need to get that CDI in. They don't have full deflection, so I'm good. Still need to stay tight on it. Getting on my instruments. Still got LPV. 100 feet to go. All right, above the glass slope, 20 feet, 10. All right, break out of clouds. All right, second out your flaps, get 80. All right, I'm going visual. The wind's coming from the right. The plane's actually crabbing on me. All right, we got 70. All right, a little left rudder, drop the right wing. All right, now we are down. All right, that is it. All right, so that's it. That was our approach. It wasn't great, but at least shows you how I'd utilize all the FIPS, the Reality XP, Garmin 430. But hopefully this kind of gives you insight on how I use my sim for instrument training. The next approach, or the next thing I'll do is I will get in some PilotEdge flights so where you can see me talking to ATC. That adds to the workload quite a bit because you have to digest what they're telling you and pretty much fly the plane. So you have to have some single crew resource management. So any questions, just let me know, and hopefully I get you a PilotEdge up. I know I've been promising it, but hopefully I get you one up in a little bit, and that way you can kind of see it in action. All right, have a good one.